So which body of water in Israel best describes your life today? Hey friends, it's Pastor Mike from Fellowship Church. Always love to connect with you midweek. Hope you're having a great week. Hope the Lord is providing for you and for your family. Here's that question for you again for the day. Which body of water in Israel best describes your life today? We've got to do a little geography lesson today, if that's all right with you. This is the land of Israel, or something fairly close to it. This out here would be the Mediterranean, so I want you to imagine water out here. This is land in here. This would be the Jordan River up at the top. The Jordan River actually begins up in modern-day Lebanon, up at Mount Hermon, flows south down to the Sea of Galilee, which a lot of biblical stories took place around here. The Jordan River continues flowing out of the south end of the Sea of Galilee and ends up in what we call today the Dead Sea. This would be modern-day Jordan here and around down Egypt off to the side. But here's the land of Israel with these bodies of water, Mediterranean, Jordan River that runs all the way down, stops here, Sea of Galilee, Dead Sea. Here's something we know. The Sea of Galilee today in Israel is a place of a lot of commerce. There's a lot of fishing that continues to take place there. There are towns built around the Sea of Galilee. It brings a lot to the economy of Israel. And of course, many of Jesus' stories took place around the Sea of Galilee, some towns around there. Sea of Galilee is a popular place to be. Jordan River flows all the way down to the Dead Sea though, and the Dead Sea has a really good name because it is literally dead down there. Because of all of the salt and rocks and minerals that get washed into the Dead Sea, the mineral content of the Dead Sea is about 34%. It's 8 times saltier than any of the bodies of water in the world. So it's not, no life can take place in there. Tourists come down here to dip their feet into the water, but it's really kind of grungy and grimy. There's no fish that live in the Dead Sea. There's just nothing going on down here. So here's the difference between the Sea of Galilee and the Dead Sea. The Sea of Galilee has both an inflow and an outflow. The Dead Sea has only an inflow. I think that says something to you and I about the lives that Christ wants us to live, and that is that your life should have both an inflow and an outflow. Now in John chapter 7, Jesus is talking to his disciples about something that he called living water. And he said that for all of his disciples, the followers of Jesus, they would have the living water of the Spirit in them. When they choose to believe in Jesus, the living water of the Spirit would be within them. And then Jesus says, that living water should also flow out of them. And because that water is living, it has both an inflow and an outflow. Think Sea of Galilee. The reason why the Dead Sea is the Dead Sea is because it has no outflow. All of the things of the world simply collapse into the Dead Sea, and there's no chance to wash it out of there. It just all collects in here. Minerals, salt, all kinds of bad things. Nothing lives in the Dead Sea. So here's my question for you. Which body of water in Israel best describes you? Are you more like the Sea of Galilee, where God is not only flowing things into your life, but also flowing things out of your life onto other people? Or would you be described more like the Dead Sea, where God is trying to flow things into you, but there's no opportunity to flow out of you? Those around you might not even know about your spiritual commitment to Jesus. That's the Dead Sea. Friends, God designed this life that we live, to be a life of living water, both inflow from God and outflow onto others. When you and I function like the Dead Sea, not only do we gain a lot of stuff from the world with no place to go, but that living water has no impact on the people around us. So which body of water are you more like? Inflow and outflow? Or just the inflow and nothing coming out of it? Friends, I sure hope you're a whole lot more like the Sea of Galilee. May the Lord bless you. May God continue to speak to you about the outflow opportunities in your life. Hope you have a wonderful week. Walk with Jesus. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.